Hello, Mr. Prasad. What will be the consequences of the privatization of PSUs, public sector banks, and Indian Railways? Thank you.
Hello, dear all. This is Chandrabhan Prasad speaking. Good morning. Thank you, Nidhish Gold. This is the question so many people are asking, that will PSUs be privatized? Will Indian Rail go into private hands? Will government banks will also be privatized? And if so, by what time? By 2030, 2035, 2040, 2050? Well, nobody can say when all these government bodies will be privatized. I fear that if RSS gets 2 more terms, then government enterprises, banks, railways, everything will go private. And why do I say? To begin with, Dr. Ambedkar gave the thesis of Indian state where private sector and government sector both will conduct businesses. This is the first ever thesis that for a republic, liberal democracy, a philosopher like Ambedkar says that state too will be doing business, private sector too will be doing business. By implication, Ambedkar is saying, let there be a fair competition between state and private sector. Jawaharlal Nehru implemented this idea and began with a host of public sector enterprises that continued till Indira Gandhi. And as far as I can remember, during emergency, Indira Gandhi government issued an order to all the medical and engineering colleges in this country, including IITs and AIIMS, that SC/ST quota has to be fulfilled 100%. I can myself recall 2 of my relatives got into IIT Kanpur with 3rd class degrees because quota was to be filled, and both passed out IIT Kanpur with distinction. That was the crop. The thousands of Dalit engineers got into this public sector, and public sector companies, banks as officers and as babus, and well, Indian Railway was had come into being long back. Mr. Nidhish Gold, as far as consequences are concerned, suppose if all the 157 PSUs get privatized, say by 2050, that would mean rupees 70,451 crore rupees or 174 billion rupees that comes to Dalit homes may be lost. अगर पब्लिक सेक्टर इंटरप्राइजेज बिक जाती हैं तो दलित घरों में जो साल भर में 17,451 करोड़ आते हैं उनका आना बंद हो जाएगा। 17,451 करोड़ का मतलब हुआ 1,74,000 अरब रुपए जो दलित घरों में हर साल आते हैं वो आना बंद हो जाएगा। ऑक्सीजन की सप्लाई दलित मिडिल क्लास में बंद हो जाएगी। और जो हमारे PSU, लेट मी सी माई कंप्यूटर, जो हमारे PSU बैंक्स हैं, ये जो हमारे पब्लिक सेक्टर इंटरप्राइजेज हैं, इसमें 1,89,193 दलित ऑफिसर्स एंड स्टाफ is the workforce. 189,139, nearly 2 lakh Dalits are accommodated by public sector enterprises. Public sector banks employ 1,29,109 Dalit bankers, and they earn rupees 8,016 crore per year. पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स के जो दलित ऑफिसर्स हैं, दलित ऑफिसर का मतलब शेड्यूल कास्ट हम यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं, 8,000 करोड़ रुपए प्रति वर्ष इनकी आमदनी है। और रेलवे की बात जहाँ तक है, सो फार एज रेलवेज आर कंसर्न्ड, 2,70,862 Dalit officers in railway, officers and babus in railway earn 18,475 crore rupees annually. रेलवे में 2.25 लाख के आसपास जो दलित ऑफिसर्स और स्टाफ हैं, वो 18,475 करोड़ रुपए हर साल कमाते हैं। और हम समझते हैं कि कई हजार करोड़ रुपए पेंशन पाते हैं, पेंशनर्स हैं। अगर तीनों को मिला दिया जाए तो दलित समाज करीब 46,000 करोड़ रुपए हर साल रेलवे, सरकारी बैंक, सरकारी कंपनियों के माध्यम से कमाते हैं। इन अदर वर्ड्स, Dalit officers and employees working for Indian PSUs, government banks and railways earn every year 46,000 crore rupees. That means what? That means because of public sector bank, because of railways, because of public sector companies, money worth 90 metric tons of gold comes to Dalit homes every year. अगर पब्लिक सेक्टर कंपनीज के ऑफिसर्स और कर्मचारियों का वेतन इंडियन रेलवे के ऑफिसर कर्मचारियों के वेतन में जोड़ दिया जाए और पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक के वेतन में जो दलित ऑफिसर और कर्मचारी कमाते हैं, तो यह राशि बनती है 46,000 crore per year. That means worth 90 metric tons of gold comes from these 3 segments to Dalit homes every year. If railways, banks, public sector companies are sold, are privatized, or monetized, Dalit homes will become cashless. Dalit homes will become cashless. 90,000 kilogram of gold that comes to Dalit homes will be no more adding to income to Dalit homes. But why? Why should the government privatize this? A new name has come into being, monetize this. Why should government sell its own business, its own property? Well, only those who are running the government can say. But what I can see, and I speak only on the basis of evidence, what I can see that Manu Dharma clearly says that Dalits cannot accumulate wealth. मैं जो कुछ ही बोलता हूँ तथ्यों के आधार पर बोलता हूँ, और मेरे तथ्य यह कहते हैं कि मनु धर्मा किताब में यह लिखा है कि दलित अगर वेल्थ एक्मुलेट करता है तो राजा की जिम्मेदारी है उसकी वेल्थ छीन ली जाए। मनु धर्मा सेज दैट इफ ए दलित हैज एक्मुलेटेड वेल्थ द किंग शुड स्नैच अवे दैट वेल्थ। दलित्स कैन नॉट हैव गोल्ड, दलित कैन नॉट हैव सिल्वर, Dalit cannot wear new clothes, Dalit cannot go to education. This is Manu Dharma says, and Manu Dharma is the constitution of Hindu Dharma. So, according to Hindu Dharma constitution Manusmriti, a Dalit who has accumulated wealth rupees has done a crime. A Dalit that has got a car has done a crime. A Dalit that has got a bank account has done a crime. So, in order to make Dalits cashless, the government might sell all these government companies to private hands, because it is the moral duty of a caste Hindu government to finish it all. Then where will Dalits be left? As a student of history, political science, psychology, I have seen many empires fall. Once upon a time, Greek was at the center of civilizations. Greek was all about wealth, all about knowledge. Today, Greece is living on donations from the rest of the world. At one point of time, England was the center of modern civilizations. England was the center of industrialization. England was center of parliamentary democracy. England is now replaced by USA. Maybe USA will be replaced by China. So I fear that with the collapse of public sector companies, मुझे इस बात का डर है कि पब्लिक सेक्टर कंपनीज अगर गई, रेलवेज अगर खत्म हुई, पब्लिक सेक्टर अगर बैंक हुए, then Dalits will become a Roman Empire. कभी रोमन एम्पायर हुआ करता था जिसका कोई चैलेंज नहीं करने वाला था। आज दलित मिडिल क्लास में 4-4 लाख रुपए के वेतन पाने लोग हैं। देयर आर दलित्स वर्किंग इन इंडियन oil companies earn sometimes some Dalits more than 4 lakh rupees a month. The Dalit empire that has been created post independence might collapse. नेहरू जी ने, चूंकि नेहरू जी ने इसको बनाया है, तो भी ये सरकार का धर्म बनता है कि इस पब्लिक सेक्टर को खत्म करें। इंदिरा गांधी ने प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स को नेशनलाइज कर दिया, तो यह इस गवर्नमेंट का धर्म बनता है कि उसको प्राइवेटाइज करें। अंग्रेजों ने अगर रेलवे बनाई तो इस सरकार का धर्म बनता है कि इसको प्राइवेटाइज करें। तो अब यह जो दौर चल रहा है, जिस दौर में हम हैं, यह वही दौर है जो भारत के संविधान और कास्ट हिंदू लोगों के संविधान मनुस्मृति के बीच टक्कर का यह एक दौर है। दिस इज ए बैटल बिटवीन मनु धर्मा एंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडियन रिपब्लिक दैट बाबा साहब सो लवली रोट। नाउ Dalits have no friends. Upper caste have assets, education, hold over public institutions, hold over banks. A friend says, I asked, why is there no large scale resentment amongst public sector employees and officers? The reply is, since Dalits and Adivasis are in minority in government companies, majority is upper caste union leaders think that government is not finishing public sector. Government is not abolishing public sector. Government is not ending public sector. Government is only privatizing public sector banks, railways. So, where is the loss for the upper caste Hindus? These organizations will become reservation free, and our generation next will enjoy reservation free these companies. And a friend, a Dalit officer working in one of the PSUs, he says in anger कि भैया ये तो मुगलों के पहले वाले भारत की तरफ जाना चाहते हैं, जहाँ यह नहा स्नान किए तो कोई तौलिया लिए खड़ा है, कोई इनका शेव करने के लिए खड़ा है, कोई इनका टॉयलेट साफ करने के लिए खड़ा है, कोई इनका मालिश करने के लिए खड़ा है, कोई इनके खेत में मजदूरी करने के लिए खड़ा है. A Dalit officer, out of frustration and out of anger, says that he worked for a public sector company, says that this government wants to take India to the pre-Mughal rule, where Dalits are available to do all their dirty works. Well, this may be true, this may not be true, but what I can clearly see, that the Dalit empire now faces a threat from the instrument of privatization, monetization. Now it is up to the Dalit middle class what to do. Dalit members of parliament and Dalit MLAs are in a deep coma. They cannot speak. Dalit social organizations don't have much resources. Dalit intellectuals are fighting to bring back Samrat Ashoka Raja, bring back Indus civilization. Dalit intellectuals are into some kind of fantasy that we will rule this country. हम तो हुक्मरान बनेंगे, पर इसी नशे में हम और कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, और धीरे धीरे सारी संपत्तियां सरकार की, सारी कंपनियां बिकती जा रही हैं. Dalit intellectuals are in a kind of fantasy and losing ground. So it is my duty to tell the fellow Dalits that talk about it, discuss about it, how to envision a future beyond 2050. Those Dalits who are earning 1 lakh rupees a month, should not they preserve 1% of their income into a Dalit bank or a Dalit fund or into a Dalit brand? If we are not able to stop privatization, we should at least start saving our money into community funds, buying goods from Dalit manufacturers, sending kids to good schools, enterprise English, sending kids abroad for study, are the only ways we can escape the planned cashlessness of the government of India. And never mind, RSS has never approved Indian Constitution. RSS has never approved Indian flag. RSS has never approved public sector banks. They are furious with Nehru. RSS has never approved nationalization of banks. They are furious with Indira Gandhi. And some of our own Dalits think that Congress and BJP are the same kind of things. So this is a warning shot. I am again repeating, if public sector, Indian Railways, public sector banks are gone and rest positions are given on contract basis, then by 2050, whatever Dalit empire today stands will see its sunset. So sorry for saying all this. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat, thank you so much.